This episode is presented to you in the form of an audiobook. So sit back, listen closely, and let these insights sink in, because what you're about to hear could change the way you think about yourself and your life forever. You ever wake up, grab your phone, and just scroll mindlessly for a bit, only to put it down and feel empty? Like you've got all these cool things in your life, friends, followers, maybe even some solid achievements, but deep down, there's still this hollow ache that won't go away. And the worst part? You can't even explain why you feel this way. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why does nothing seem to fill that void? Let me hit you with something real. This emptiness isn't random, and it's not because you're broken. It's actually a sign, a signal from your brain telling you something deeper is missing. But here's the raw truth most people don't talk about. Modern life is rigged to keep you chasing stuff that doesn't fill you up. Think about it. Social media tells you to post more, hustle harder, look better, rack up likes, and somehow, magically, you'll make it. Spoiler alert. None of that works. Science backs this up. Psychologists call these external rewards pseudo-satisfiers, meaning they give you a quick hit of happiness, but leave you craving more. So I want you to pause and think, what are you really chasing right now? Is it bringing you closer to fulfillment or pushing you further away? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. Let's break this down further, starting with one of the biggest culprits. You guessed it, social media. Every time you open Instagram, TikTok, or Snapchat, you're bombarded with highlight reels. Your feed is filled with people who seem to have their lives together. Perfect vacations, flawless selfies, dream jobs, relationships that look straight out of a rom-com. But guess what? That's not reality. It's curation. Psychologists call this phenomenon social comparison, and it's killing your mental health. When you compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel, you end up feeling inadequate, like you're falling behind in some invisible race. Here's a tough question for you. How often do you find yourself scrolling through social media and feeling worse about your own life afterward? Be honest. Drop a number in the comments. 1 for rarely, 5 for all the time. Let's see where everyone stands. Brené Brown talks about how perfectionism, the pressure to appear flawless online or IRL, is isolating us. Instead of connecting deeply, we're curating personas, which leaves us feeling disconnected and fake. And that feeds right into the emptiness you're trying to escape. Another sneaky factor? Overworking yourself to prove your worth. Hustle culture glorifies grinding 24/7. Making you think success equals value. But neuroscience shows that chronic stress shuts down the parts of your brain responsible for creativity, joy, and connection. So yeah, you might be crushing deadlines, but you're also burning out your soul. Rest isn't laziness. It's necessary for survival. Yet we treat downtime like a luxury instead of a priority. Quick check-in. When was the last time you truly rested without guilt? If it's been a while, type, "I need a break" in the comments. You're not alone. And reminding yourself of that might be the first step toward change.
Here's a game changer. Helping other people actually boosts your own happiness. Studies show acts of kindness, whether it's volunteering or simply being there for a friend, activate the reward centers in your brain way more than buying stuff does. Giving back reminds you that you're part of something bigger than yourself, which is a powerful antidote to feeling empty. So, here's a thought experiment. Who's someone in your life who could use a little extra kindness today? Maybe it's a text, a small gesture, or just showing up. Share your plan in the comments. I'd love to see how you're spreading positivity. But wait, there's more. One of the biggest traps keeping you stuck is waiting for someday happiness. You know that voice in your head saying, "I'll be happy when I graduate, land my dream job, or find the one." Newsflash. Someday never comes. Start building joy into your everyday life. Savor little moments. A killer playlist, a sunset, or laughing with friends. And watch how those tiny sparks add up. Also, don't sleep on gratitude. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day sounds cheesy, but research proves it rewires your brain to notice the good instead of obsessing over what's lacking. Challenge time. What are 3 things you're grateful for right now? Type them in the comments. I promise it'll feel good to acknowledge them. And listen, it's okay to admit when life feels heavy. Suppressed emotions often show up as emptiness. So if you're carrying pain from past relationships, family drama, or failures, confront it. Therapy, journaling, or opening up to someone you trust can help you process and heal. Growth happens outside your comfort zone, so lean into challenges instead of avoiding them. Learn a new skill, travel somewhere unfamiliar, or have tough conversations. They'll stretch you in ways binge-watching never will. So, here's a question to sit with. What's one area of your life where you know you need to grow, but you've been avoiding it? Be brave and drop it in the comments. Accountability starts with honesty. Another layer to unpack is how perfectionism secretly sabotages your ability to experience contentment. Perfectionists often tie their self-worth to achievement, believing that if they could just be smarter, prettier, or more successful, they'd finally feel enough. But here's the shocking truth. Perfectionism leads to procrastination, fear of failure, and constant dissatisfaction. Carol Dweck's concept of a growth mindset offers a solution. Effort, not talent, leads to mastery. By embracing imperfection and prioritizing progress over outcomes, you can free yourself from the paralyzing grip of perfectionism. Quick reflection. Where in your life are you holding yourself to impossible standards? Share in the comments, I bet others can relate. Combine this with setting boundaries around energy-draining activities and toxic people, and you begin reclaiming control over your mental landscape. Saying no isn't selfish. It's essential for protecting your peace and making space for what truly matters. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you, forming a community rooted in authenticity rather than pretense. Social support acts as a buffer against despair, reminding you that you're not alone in this journey. Final question before we wrap this up. Who's someone in your life who truly lifts you higher? Tag them in the comments. It's always nice to remind people how much they mean to us. Redefine success on your own terms too. Reject society's narrow definitions of wealth, status, or beauty. Ask yourself, what does a meaningful life look like to me? Then build toward that vision step by step. Remember, emptiness isn't permanent. It's a signpost guiding you toward wholeness. By taking ownership of your thoughts, choices, and actions, you reclaim power over your narrative, transforming the void into a canvas for creativity, love, and purpose. Now, I challenge you, pick one insight from this message and act on it today. Download a meditation app, text a friend you haven't talked to in ages, or write down 3 things you're grateful for. Don't wait, start now, because the only thing standing between you and fulfillment is the decision to begin. Oh, and one last thing. What's one takeaway from this episode that resonated with you the most? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Keep engaging, keep reflecting, and remember, you're capable of so much more than you realize.